Hey everybody, this is Stuart with Wine on the Diamond. Today I'm reviewing the 2021 Astris Winery Fiano. It's from the Pepperjack Vineyards in the Texas High Plains. It is 13.6% alcohol by volume, and if you want to know more about this wine, or maybe look to see if you can get some yourself, I put a link to their website in the video description. As a reminder, October is Texas Wine Month. The entire month of October, my wine reviews, maybe except for one or two here and there, are pretty much going to be Texas wines. One, I love Texas wine. I live in Texas and I want to promote it. And two, we actually have some interesting things down here, and I think the audience would actually probably like to see sort of a variety of stuff that's going on, especially from the hill country area. So let's start by taking a look at this wine. I'm actually excited for this grape because I can't recall having it other than one time when I was at a wine bar between my WSET 2 and my WSET 3. And I remember that it's mostly from southern Italy in the Campania region, but I didn't even know Texas was growing it. And then when I saw this, I was like, I have to review it. I have to review it and see what it's like. So I guess let's start off by taking a look at the color. From a color standpoint, you are a pale gold, no artifacts, no cloudiness. So the first thing I'm getting on here is orange. Like a slightly dried orange. Honeydew melon, and a hint of like what smells to me like a little bit of spearmint, a little bit of white pepper, and pear, green pear. Yeah, so it has these interesting primary elements, and it has these interesting sort of secondary qualities to it. Yeah, well, let's see how it tastes. High acid, medium minus body. I actually need to take another sip because I think I got a little bit of acid shock on the palate. Yeah, someone who's reviewed a lot of wine. I recommend if you ever take a sip of something and all you're getting is aimed on acid, kind of move it around, let it settle, and then take another sip, do it again. And normally around that time you can pick out some of those characteristics. I will say though, on this, that pear and that orange is super nice. It's really, really good. There is this tiny kick of that pepper going into the mid palate, but really while those kind of secondary characteristics are there on the nose, and they present a little bit on the palate, this still is pretty fruit driven. On the approach, you get that pear, you get the orange, and then you kind of get the melon coming in on the mid palate, and then everything just sticks around all the way through the finish. The white pepper note pops in for a tiny bit on the mid palate, goes away going into the finish. You're just left with a bright fruit finish going through. In terms of the finish, it's a medium minus finish, and I already mentioned that the acid was high. Alcohol tastes low, even though it's 13.6. The alcohol, I can't detect it whatsoever on the nose or on the palate. And in terms of palate intensity is a medium plus. And I always forget to mention the nose intensity. The nose intensity was medium. So let's go ahead and get to the blick and see how this wine rates. So from a balance standpoint, I really like this wine. I think that this wine is kind of fun with the amount of acid and the body and the elements, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you a full point here. Length, medium minus finish, 0.25. Intensity, medium on the nose, medium plus on the palate, so I'm gonna give you half a point. And in terms of the complexity, I do think that this has a little bit of complexity to it, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you half a point. The thing with Fiano though, is this is a wine that has potential. And what I mean by that is it's a wine that can actually develop over time. It actually has aging potential. It has a good amount of acid, it has a good amount of structure. It will hold on to aging. If you want to pop this open in 5 years, it could work. You might be able to even hold it 10 years. It has a really good amount of acid, and maybe you might actually get some other development, like maybe like a bit of a nuttiness that can develop into this wine with a little bit of the oxidation, and that will add an additional layer of complexity, which will probably get you closer to that full point. So in the end, you're a good wine. You're solidly good. And here's the deal with this wine. I totally regret opening it now. I wish I had held on to this wine for a bit longer, like a handful of years. Because I think that this wine is good now. It has the potential to be very good if you let it age. And I'm really kicking myself because this is the only bottle of it I have. So I might need to figure out how to get my hands on another bottle of this so I can do an aging experiment and post a video like half a decade from now assuming y'all are even watching. Anyway, this has been Stuart with Wine on the Dime. If you liked today's review, please like, subscribe, and comment. Have you had the Astris Winery Fiano? I'd be interested to know if you have. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you again with another review from Wine on the Dime. Once again, whole month is Texas Wine Month. Stop in, learn about Texas wines from the Hill Country, and just enjoy.